Hello there, folks. Thanks for stopping by Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode number 118. This is going to be a little bit on the shorter side of this video. No gameplay tonight. Up next will be a continuation of the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Oldtimer Kings King of the Hill Tournament, which will have the current Kings, the 1962 San Francisco Giants, hosting the 1965 Minnesota Twins. But before I get to that game, and I didn't want to include this in that video because I do like to try to keep my videos less than an hour long if possible. Occasionally I do go over that if it was an extra innings game or up-tempo basketball. When I first started playing that, before I really got the flow of the game down, my games were a little bit on the longer side. But in this case, this has to do with a rule change to the tournament. So as tournament director, I'm making a command decision, and this is not my decision alone. I have had some conversations with people who have watched the videos and have left comments concerning how I'm handling injuries, and they brought up some really good points that I had not considered when I added the injury, or when I said I was going to use injuries in this tournament. And that is, I'm going to do a reduction. So here's what we're going to do going forward. There will be no injuries greater than 3 games. So I'm going to go back through all of the teams, the 10 teams that are in the tournament. I think there might be one player for the Giants, and off the top of my head, I don't remember who that is, but I'll reduce his injury to 3 games. And going forward, no player will be injured for more than 3 games. Now, the way I'm going to handle that is here on the split card number 13. Of course, I use a D20, but for 13, that's 3 games only that the batter is injured. And going down from there, it goes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15. What I'm going to do from 14 through 17, those are going to be, they're going to correspond to 1 to 4, so that batter would only be temporarily injured and will remain in the game. And then for 18, 19, and 20, I'm going to move down to 5, 6, and 7. Basically, I'm taking this section of the injuries and moving them over here. So 3 games at 13, 14, 15, 16 will be, or 14, 15, 16, 17, the batter will remain in the game with a minor injury, and 18 through 20 will be 1-game injuries. Okay, so that's out of the way. Well, the other thing that happened recently, haven't really had a lot of videos in the last week just due to some obligations at work and personal obligations, but also my birthday is coming up this coming Friday. Now, I'm recording this on a Monday evening. I probably won't post till Tuesday. But I turned 60 on June 7th, this coming Friday, and my wife surprised me with a trip to Citizens Bank Park, and through the help of a friend, was able to hook us up with some really good seats, and the best seats I ever sat at in any baseball game I've ever been to, and I've been to quite a few at quite a few different stadiums across the country, but it was a nice night. It was the Cardinals, of course, which is my team, playing the Phillies. And the Cardinals avoided the sweep by winning that game in the 10th, which it was just a really nice night. My stepson and grandson went with me, or went with us and my wife, and she got my name put up on the board, you know, with a lot of other people who were celebrating their birthdays. She said she considered having the Philly fanatic visit me, but she knew that I probably wouldn't like that, so she didn't do that, thankfully. But it was a nice night. Win or lose for the Cardinals, it was just nice to be at a ball game. It had been quite a few years since I'd been to one, and yeah, she really hooked me up with that. So to close out this video, I'm going to show a couple little clips, basically of where we were sitting. We were 12 rows back, kind of behind the right side batter's box at home plate, and what they used to call the Diamond Club. Now it's called the CP Rankin Club, which I guess is a corporate sponsor for the Phillies. So I got a couple videos, very short. One's going to show you the interior part of the CP Rankin Club, just a little idea of what that looks like, and then another short clip that shows you where our seats were. There's no gameplay because I don't need YouTube or MLB, you know, giving me a copyright strike or whatever. And then I'll add a little picture at the end that shows my name on the board. So anyway, if you were here for this video, these changes with the King of the Hill Oldtimer Kings Tournament, they'll begin with the next game, which is the Giants and the Twins. And going forward, no injuries will last more than 3 games. Now, before I go, some might be thinking, why not just get rid of injuries altogether? And that's a good point. However, I wanted to continue to use, this is my train of thought and my logic, and it may not be completely sound, but this is what I'm going with. I wanted to continue using the as-played lineups, or the usual as-played lineups, as recommended by Strat-O-Matic. And I've been using those all along, and those come from this sheet. All right, you know, most frequently used lineups. That's what I've been using. But I also wanted to get some bench players into the game, other than just pinch hitting, you know, for a pitcher or whatever. You know, I wanted to get them in the game a little more, and that's why I wanted to incorporate the injuries. I thought I could do that by using the injuries and getting these guys in the game. But as it was brought up to me, you know, these 15-game injuries or 20-game injuries, I think that's the highest one, 20 games. 15 is the highest. That being said, that player could get injured, be out for 15 games, and the tournament could be over and he won't play again. So it was recommended to me, you know, by some users and YouTube viewers, I should say, and I do appreciate all comments because I'm always looking to improve things here. It was suggested that I do some sort of reduction, like maybe dividing by 2 or 3. I considered that, but decided to go with what I showed a few minutes ago. So that's my logic behind keeping the injuries as part of the tournament, but reducing the length of them. So no one will be injured for more than 3 games, and any injuries right now that are greater than that will get reduced to 3 games. That'll allow me to still get some bench players into the lineup other than just pinch hitting, but it won't be for a prolonged period. Okay, so as I mentioned, a couple quick clips of the trip to Citizens Bank Park. And I know I said this video was over about a minute and a half ago or whatever it was, but that's the end of it now. So enjoy the little clips, and I'll see you next time. And until then, take care.